Are you truly walking the right path? Have you ever felt lost, as if something deep within you is unsettled, but you can't quite figure out why? Have you questioned whether the path you are on is truly meant for you? What if I told you that life has subtle ways of warning us when we are heading in the wrong direction? The teachings of Buddha and Zen masters reveal that suffering arises when we stray from our true path. There are hidden signs that many people overlook, warning signals that you may be moving away from inner peace and fulfillment. Stay with me until the end of this story, and you may discover whether your soul is calling for a change. Let's explore this through the story of Hiro, a man unknowingly trapped on the wrong path, and how his journey to wisdom unveiled these 7 signs. The story of Hiro, a journey of realization. In a bustling city surrounded by towering mountains, there lived a man named Hiro. He had all the trappings of success, a high-paying job, a luxurious home, and the admiration of many. Yet something felt amiss. Each morning he woke with a sense of emptiness, a whispering doubt in his heart that he tried to ignore. One evening, while wandering through the outskirts of the city, Hiro stumbled upon an ancient temple. An old monk, Master Kaito, sat under a blossoming cherry tree, sipping tea. Hiro hesitated but then approached him. "Master, I have everything I ever wanted, yet my heart feels heavy. Am I on the wrong path?" Hiro asked. Master Kaito looked at him, a gentle smile forming on his lips. "There are 7 signs that tell you when your soul is calling for change. Let me share them with you." 1. Constant restlessness and anxiety. Master Kaito gestured toward the wind chimes swaying gently in the breeze. Their soft, melodic tinkling seemed to merge with the rustling leaves and distant bird calls. Hiro watched them, his brow furrowed in deep thought. "Hiro, do you feel restless even when everything seems fine?" the old master asked, his voice calm but filled with knowing. Hiro hesitated before nodding. "I do. I can't seem to find peace, even when I should be happy." His voice carried the weight of an invisible burden, one he had struggled to name for years. Master Kaito studied his student, noting the way his shoulders remained tense, his hands curled into fists, even when he tried to appear at ease. When you are on the wrong path, your soul resists it. A constant state of unease is its way of urging you to reevaluate. True peace comes from alignment with your purpose. Hiro lowered his gaze, staring at the pebbled ground beneath his feet. "But what if I don't know my purpose?" he whispered, almost afraid of the words leaving his mouth. The old master smiled, his face a map of deep lines that told the story of a long and thoughtful life. "Then you must listen. Not to the noise of the world, nor to the fears in your mind, but to the quiet whispers of your heart." He reached out and placed a gentle hand over Hiro's chest. "Your heart knows. It always has. You must only be still enough to hear it." A soft gust of wind carried the scent of blooming cherry blossoms through the temple courtyard. Hiro closed his eyes and breathed in deeply. For the first time in a long while, he allowed himself to be silent, to stop chasing and searching. In that moment, as the chimes sang their gentle tune, something inside him shifted. A flicker of recognition, a step closer to peace. Perhaps he did not yet have all the answers, but for the first time he was willing to listen. 2. The disconnection between your work and soul. "Do you love what you do, Hiro?" the master asked. Hiro hesitated. "I used to, but now it feels meaningless." Master Kaito nodded knowingly. "When your work lacks meaning to your soul, it will drain you. If your spirit is not engaged, you are merely surviving, not living." Hiro realized that his success was built on obligations, not passion. For years he had followed the path laid out for him, one that brought financial stability and societal approval, yet left his heart hollow. Master Kaito set down his teacup and studied him. "Tell me, what once made you feel alive?" Hiro frowned, his mind sifting through faded memories. "When I was younger, I used to build things. Small machines, intricate wooden models. I loved solving problems with my hands." He exhaled, shaking his head. "But that was before life got in the way. Now I sit in an office staring at numbers and reports. I'm successful, but I feel lost." The master smiled. "Success without fulfillment is a cage built from gold. Do you wish to escape it?" Hiro looked down at his hands, steady, yet restless. "I don't know how." "Then begin small," Master Kaito said. "Reignite the ember of what you love. It does not have to be grand, nor must it replace your obligations overnight. Simply reconnect. Hiro let the words settle. That night, for the first time in years, he picked up a block of wood and his carving tools. As he shaped the wood, he felt something stir within him, a quiet whisper of joy. Perhaps, he thought, he had not lost himself entirely. Perhaps he only needed to remember. 3. You feel trapped in repetition. The monk pointed to a wheel used for grinding rice. When you repeat the same things without growth, life becomes like this wheel, moving but never progressing. Hiro's daily routine felt exactly like that. Wake up, work, sleep, repeat. Where was the joy? To be on the right path, Hiro, is to feel like you are moving towards something greater, not just moving in circles. 4. You surround yourself with negative energy. Hiro suddenly understood why he felt so emotionally exhausted at the end of each day. It wasn't just the workload, it was the atmosphere, the constant whispering behind backs, the fake smiles hiding resentment, the endless pressure to outperform colleagues rather than collaborate. His workplace was a battlefield, and every day he was unknowingly waging war on his own well-being. That evening, as he rode the train home, he stared at his reflection in the window. His shoulders slumped, his eyes dull. When had he become this version of himself? He used to be excited about his career, passionate about learning, eager to connect with others. But now, he avoided conversations, second-guessed every decision, and felt trapped in an unending cycle of anxiety. As the train rattled forward, Hiro made a quiet decision. He couldn't live like this anymore. The next day at work, he observed more carefully. He noticed how small complaints turned into hour-long rants, how one person's frustration spread like wildfire, infecting everyone in the room. He saw how competition made people guarded, unwilling to share knowledge or celebrate each other's successes. Then he thought about his own role in this environment. Had he contributed to the negativity? Had he allowed himself to be pulled into pointless office politics? The realization stung. During lunch, instead of joining a gossip-fueled conversation, Hiro stepped outside for fresh air. He sent a message to an old friend, someone who had always been full of optimism. They made plans to meet that weekend. Over the next few weeks, Hiro started making small changes. He limited interactions with toxic colleagues, choosing instead to engage with those who uplifted him. He set boundaries, refusing to take work stress home with him. He focused on personal growth, reading, exercising, and reconnecting with hobbies he had abandoned, and something strange happened. The exhaustion began to lift. The weight on his chest lightened. The world, once grey, started regaining its colour. One afternoon, his manager pulled him aside. "You seem different lately," she said. "More focused, more at peace." Hiro smiled. He still worked in the same place, but he was no longer allowing it to drain him. Instead, he was choosing where to place his energy, what to absorb and what to let go of. For the first time in years, he felt in control. And that changed everything. 5. You no longer find joy in the small things. The monk plucked a delicate sakura petal and let it drift into Hiro's hand. "Does this bring you joy?" Hiro looked at the petal and sighed. "I don't know anymore." Master Kaito's eyes softened. When you lose the ability to appreciate the simple moments, your soul is numbed. Real happiness is found in small wonders. Hiro thought back to his childhood, when even the rain fascinated him. Where had that wonder gone? 6. You avoid silence and inner reflection. Master Kaito led Hiro to a quiet meditation hall. "Can you sit in silence without distraction?" Hiro fidgeted. "I don't think I can." When the mind is afraid of silence, it is avoiding something. Inner peace cannot be found without looking within. If you cannot face yourself in silence, you may be avoiding the truth. Hiro felt a deep realization bloom. He had filled his life with noise to avoid listening to his own soul. 7. You feel like something is missing, but you can't explain it. Finally, Master Kaito asked, "Hiro, do you feel as if something is missing, but you don't know what?" Tears welled in Hiro's eyes. "Yes, I do." The monk placed a hand on Hiro's shoulder. "That feeling is your soul calling for change. It is not an enemy, it is a guide. When you are on the wrong path, the feeling of something missing will persist until you listen." Hiro sat in deep contemplation. The 7 signs were clear. He had ignored his soul for too long. "Master, what do I do now?" Master Kaito smiled. "Begin with one step. Reflect, listen, and take action." The path to peace is found in small, conscious choices. Hero bowed deeply, his heart lighter than it had been in years. And now, dear reader, I turn to you. Do you recognize these signs in your own life? Are you truly on the path meant for you, or is your soul whispering for change? Your journey begins with awareness. The answers are within. Are you ready to listen?